And I'll go ahead and jump right into the roll call. Commissioner Hernandez, Commissioner Darling is here. Commissioner Chief,
Present.
thank you. Commissioner Martinez,
Present.
thanks. And Commissioner Mallett, Commissioner Sanchez,
Here.
thank you. Commissioner Chief, will you read the mission statement for us?
Sure. So the mission statement reads, a commission to foster support, respect, awareness, and appreciation of diversity among all citizens of Flagstaff.
Thank you so much. Commissioner Sanchez, will you read our land acknowledgement?
Sure thing. The Commission on Diversity Awareness humbly acknowledges the ancestral homelands of this area's indigenous nations and original stewards. These lands, still inhabited by native descendants, border mountains sacred to indigenous peoples. We honor them, their legacies, their traditions, and their continued contributions. We celebrate their past, present, and future generations who will forever know this place is home.
Thank you so much. We'll move into upcoming opportunities and announcements. Does anyone have anything to share? I think, Mr. Yazzie, that I have to wait till the open call of public, our next number. Is that correct, Chris?
Open call to public is for any item that is not on the agenda. So you'll notice one of our items further down the list is to create a more robust set of rules for how to handle other items, and we don't exactly have rules. So if Mr. Yazzie has anything that pertains to this item, we don't currently have a rule that would prohibit him from sharing it during this item as a public comment.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yazzie. I appreciate you letting me figure this out. Please go ahead.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm not sure if you all know that there's a community event next week for domestic violence and missing and murdered Indigenous relatives called Voices Unheard. That's going to be on Monday night, Tuesday night, and all day on Wednesday. So if anyone wants to join us, we're going to be over at Coconino Center for the Arts.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. That looks like a beautiful event. I would take this time as an opportunity to announce a reminder that CATS, Community Assistance Teams of Flagstaff, is holding their biannual pop-up care village on Sunday from 11 to 2. Opportunity for our housed and unhoused neighbors to come together and provide services. And it's at Bushmaster Park. It's a really great event. Please come check it out. There are any other opportunities and announcements?
Would you be able to just say the name of that event and the day and time one more time, just so I can put in the minutes real quick?
CATS Pop-Up Care Village.
It was Sunday, right?
Sunday, 11 to 2 at Bushmaster Park. And thank you. So moving to the open call to the public. The commission cannot act upon items presented during the public participation portion of the agenda. We can individual commission members may ask questions of the public, but are prohibited by the open meeting law from discussion or considering the item among themselves until the item is officially placed on the agenda. And each public comment or presentation may be limited to 5 minutes. I'll go ahead and open this to the public now.
Since I've already spoken, I'll go ahead and do that now and introduce myself. My name is Sheldon. I'm happy to join you guys. I was communicating with the clerk's office to get more information on this. I've tried to join a couple of times just to see what you guys are about. I'm a business owner here in Flagstaff, and I'm the owner of AccuStrat Management, and I'm excited to learn more about this commission and hopefully be more active with you guys. I can't join the commission because I live out in Timberline, but I'm here to help you guys in any way that you guys need.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. Um, Next on our agenda is the approval of minutes from 9/24/2025. Did everyone get a chance to review the minutes? So I'll ask for a motion to approve.
I just have like a super small quick edit. Approval is misspelled on the 924 minutes, and then it's also misspelled on this agenda. So just wanted to flag, but I motion to approve with the spelling change. Or I move.
Oh my
I'm
goodness,
sorry.
okay.
Chris
Yeah.
told us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chris. I heard you. I move
No.
to approve the minutes with that edit.
Nice. And a
Good
second.
catch. Thank you.
I can go ahead and second that motion.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Sanchez and Commissioner Martinez. So our action item, if we're looking for a discussion and a potential vote on our public participation rules for this commission. Chris, did you have some more information to share with us regarding 7A?
Yes, certainly. So essentially, the reason we put this item on the agenda, kind of a light agenda anyways, and it was something that we discussed a few weeks ago. This commission has not established its own rules for public participation yet, which kind of means that when you do an open call to the public as that agendized item, or when you allow any member of the public to speak on any agendized item, there isn't really any kind of set of rules or boundaries for what they're allowed to say, how long they're allowed to have the floor, who can speak in what orders, and all those kinds of things. And it is kind of a recommended best practice to establish some rules around that. So, for example, when you go to city council, you're limited to 3 minutes, and if you hit your 3 minutes, they kind of usher you off of away from the dais and let the next person speak. They also have a rule where if a larger group all shows up and wants to speak on something, you can extend the amount of time that they give. And so essentially, without any of those rules in place, it really leaves it up to the discretion of the chairperson, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it does put a little bit of pressure on the chairperson to do the right thing, whatever that may be. And there's a plethora of situations that could arise that where you may want to be able to cut somebody off, or whether the decision to do that could be controversial one way or the other. And so Commissioner or Chairperson Hernandez and I were talking about this, and he wanted to put this on the agenda so that we could just establish a consistent set of standards for how we're going to handle these kinds of things. Obviously, you can go back and forth with a member of the public if it's an agendized item, but if the commission wants to discuss, and you don't have to vote on anything, if you like it to stay this way where it's a little bit more up to the chair, that's fine as well. But we just haven't had this discussion. We haven't really formally talked about what we want to do in this space, and having standards may be beneficial. So we added this item today, to an agenda that was not particularly robust, to let y'all discuss this and then decide if you want to formalize some standards, and if so, what they are. That's essentially what it is. Like I said, city council is at 3 minutes. Other commissions have set different amounts of time. Some of them are at 2 minutes. I don't know what they all are, but you don't have to use the same as city council. If you want to, you can, but lots of ways to go on that topic, I guess.
Hi, this is Commissioner Martinez. I really like the idea of 2 or 3 minutes, probably no more than that. That's kind of my 2 cents on it.
Thanks, Commissioner. I think I would agree, being the Commission on Diversity Awareness, that there's it would be nice to have some order in place, because the public comments can vary, and it would be helpful to have something formal in place. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Thank you.
Quick clarifying question. So let's say we did go with like the 3 minutes. Does that mean we wouldn't be able to like probe or ask follow-up questions? Like, is the total time allotted 3 minutes and then that's kind of all of it?
It
I guess I'm
so
just imagining. Oh, sorry.
you were sorry, Chairwoman Darling, Commissioner Sanchez, you are never allowed to ask follow-up questions if it's in that open call to the public. So if it's in that one item, which if you picture a city council meeting, that's at the very beginning when anybody can come up and say anything. You can complain about snow removal, you can complain about whatever you want that's not on the agenda. Anyone can say anything they want. You cannot respond because whatever they are going to say is inherently not on the agenda. However, if it is a public comment on an item, so for example, if our member of the public on this item said, I'm here and I suggest that you do it this way, you are allowed to engage in a conversation because the topic we are discussing is agendized and we're on that topic in the agenda. So typically, when you're looking at public participation, which again is on an agendized item, like we're in right now, you would give them a certain amount of time and then allow a back and forth if there is one. But there wouldn't necessarily, you wouldn't be limiting your own conversation back and forth on an agendized item. It's really only for the open call to the public, which is again for them to say anything they want, no matter how related it is to anything else we're talking about. And that one, hard stop, you cannot discuss it after the time limit. But the public participation on agendized items would be, you could add on to that time. It's just how long they get to start.
Got it. That makes perfect sense. Thank you for clarifying. I agree with Commissioner Martinez. Just open call, 3 minutes feels right to me.
I have a question. Do you typically, like, what is the average number of call to the publics that you have per meeting? Maybe over the course of a year?
Yeah. So we agendize it every week. It's always on there near the front of the agenda after we do the vote in the minutes. We do
I meant
Oh.
typically how many people answer that call to the public?
Rarely. I would say 1 or 2 a year.
Okay.
Okay. It's not particularly common. Yeah, it's not very often, and usually it's only one person that's there. We do have people that show up from the public for agendized items that they're involved with, but that would be, again, you'd be able to have that back and forth afterwards in those situations.
Okay, that's fair enough. Thank you for answering that question. A secondary question is, I'm just wondering why we're considering the option to reduce from 5 to 3, just now considering that we don't get enough participation.
Is that directed towards me or is that directed towards your other commission members?
To the colleagues, to other commissioners.
Okay. Well, I think at this point there isn't a limit, right? Like we wouldn't be like there just isn't one. Do you feel like 5 would be a better number?
Oh, thank you. I'm just trying to follow the conversation. I heard 3 minutes and then I'm looking at what we have in front of us, which is 5 minutes. And so I was like, okay, what's the disconnect? Why 3 instead of 5?
Thank you. I have brought up 5 or 3 as it was mentioned for city council, but I think 5 works just as well. In fact, I think stating something like 3 to 5 minutes sets a solid opportunity to talk, but keeps it kind of standardized.
Chairman Darling, I think I see what Commissioner Chief is referring to here, and that's
Mhm.
where we read the open call to the public. It ends with each public comment or presentation was limited to 5 minutes, which I'll be honest, I did not recall that being in that line. I don't know where that came from.
Okay.
I don't know if this commission voted on that years and years ago, and it was before my tenure. Um, I don't know if that's I don't know who wrote that language. So I suppose we actually do have a 5 minute limit right now, not unlimited, because that's what it says
Okay.
in that line, which is news to me, though it probably shouldn't be. So my apologies on that.
Thank you. Thank you. That all makes sense though. Thank you so much. Um, based on that, I think a happy medium, because I've actually have been a part of other boards within the city, and also have given public comments at city council meetings. And I always felt like 3 minutes is such a short amount of time. Maybe 4 is good without going. 5 is a little extensive, but so maybe 4 is the happy medium.
Thanks, Commissioner Chief. I think that sounds great.
Do we need
And
to
just and
move?
fair.
Do we need to move to approve that?
A motion would be nice, and then uh, specifying whether or not that also applies to our agendized items, I think would be nice as well, because I'm seeing that language under open call to the public, and I do not see that language anywhere else. So if you apply it to all, then that's standard consistent. If you don't want to, that's fine as well. But just being clear on that as well, and the motion would be appreciated.
I would move to, and maybe you'll have to help me formalize the language, but I would move to set our public comment for open call and agendized items to 4 minutes.
Commissioner Sanchez, happy to second.
I'm sorry. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I
All opposed, say nay. All right, I believe we have a formalized public participation rule for our commission.
I'll clarify that will take effect next meeting.
Awesome. Thank you so much for helping with that process, Chris. So we'll move to 7B, proclamations. Do we have anything coming?
Yeah. So there's nothing from this commission this month on proclamations. Next month will be Indigenous Heritage Month. That proclamation is handled by the Indigenous Commission, so we are no longer involved in that. I keep it just on our radar so that we're aware of it happening, but that commission usually handles that proclamation. Our next proclamation should come to the commission in its December meeting, and it will be for MLK Day, which is our next item on the agenda.
All right, thank you, Chris. Was there any conversation from the commission on 7B? All right, I will move ahead to our reports and discussion items. The first one being a discussion on upcoming MLK Day celebrations. Does anyone present have anything to share?
I can provide a bit of background on this item.
Thank you.
So for those of you that were around a year and a half ago on this commission, When we really started trying to build out our proclamation calendar, we have a line of what the proclamation's for, or a column rather, a column of when we consider the proclamation, which is usually the month prior, and then of community groups that we try to support or involve ourselves with on the proclamation. Last year, when this came around, we reached out to NAU and their Office of Inclusion, which Dr. Mallett's a part of, in December. And at that point, they'd said, oh, well, we've kind of already been working on this for a while. There's not much that the commission would be able to do to support us at this late in the game on it. And so they asked us to come forward a little bit earlier, which is why we're looking to do it this month, especially not meeting in November. So what I would recommend at this point, and last week as well, last month as well, Dr. Mallett shared with us that December would be too late to involve ourselves. So what I'd recommend doing at this point, just having gone through it once and having heard what was discussed last week, is I can reach out to Dr. Mallett after this meeting to kind of from my position as the staff liaison to see what they have planned and what he's hoping that Code is able to do. And I can try to disperse that to all of you through an email or something along those lines. And I'll do my best to do that without breaking quorum or anything like that, or going towards anything that would require a vote. What may be helpful without him being present today is if you all are able to just have a short discussion about things that you'd be willing to do to support this event that NAU puts on. So again, they're the ones that organize and put it together. But if you want to discuss some ideas broadly and talk about availability to help with it, and actually he just emailed me. He is not with us today due to a family circumstance. So I'll just share that, and that's why he's not here today. But if you all are able to discuss just broadly some things that what you're able to do, or things what kind of flexibility you have or whatnot, that makes it easy for me to share that with him and with any Office of Inclusion. And we have on record that CODA wants to be involved, and if you give me a little bit of direction, I guess as well, to kind of do what I can on that front, then I kind of have a mandate to bridge that gap outside of the meeting, if that makes sense. So that's probably that's how I recommend is the best way forward, without being able to have the full discussion today. Just talk about, here's the things that we can do, and then if you give me direction to have the rest of the conversation with the NU office, I can try to kind of put A and B together and piece everything together as best as possible so that we're ready to go and best support the event.
Thanks, Chris. I think it's important that we support in the ways we have consistently. The commission would appreciate your efforts in getting us more information about what that could look like for MLK Day in January, and bringing to the next meeting what we're not meeting in November, so I guess sharing with us what we need to know to be prepared to support. Any other asks for the good of the group?
Nope, not from me. I totally agree with what you just offered.
Yeah, 100%. Same boat. Like, I'd be interested to know how we can help and what we can do.
And we would be interested in you doing the footwork to help us out, Chris.
You've got it. So what I will do then is reach out to the office and try to coordinate some things, and I'll share that with y'all when I have the information on it.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Is there any other comment or discussion on the MLK Day celebration conversation? All right, I think we can move forward to updates from the working groups. I believe I can ask Commissioner Sanchez to speak to the library. Is that correct?
Yep, that's me.
Thank you.
So I'm happy to share some updates. Bilingual Storytime is up and running for ASL. We have another community member who's joined our working group, and ASL will be starting immediately. We're still working out the schedule with our folks. The Spanish story time is going to start in the winter during the library's winter schedule. There was some logistics to iron out. And I'm still looking for a connection to someone who might be able to do other languages if y'all know anybody. And then Chris, I am on the lookout for a connection to the Indigenous Commission.
I will get that to you. I'm sorry, I did not do that. That's my fault over the last month. I will take care of that for you next week.
No rush. I feel like the meetings also felt really back to back for some reason. I don't know if it was the change in schedule. But yeah, it felt quick for me.
It was we met a week late last month, and then with the way this month shook out, we were actually on the earlier side of this month too. So it ended up being, and usually it's about 4 weeks. I think we were like 2.5 or something between these 2 weeks or something.
Yeah,
so it was maybe 3 weeks. It was pretty quick.
And then update on Drag Story Hour. Still working on that. I was able to connect with the CCC Spectrum Club, and they're interested in supporting that. So super excited to prop that up. Maybe we're thinking maybe February, so that we've got it in place by June. And then good news on the LGBTQ plus oral history project. We are all sorted on the consent forms and all that good stuff. So will be meeting next month, or actually it's later this month, to discuss operationalizing it. So how do we go out and do it, considering that we have all of our documentation and resources in place? One thing I did want to flag, Chris, is it required that every working group have 2 CODA members? Because with Commissioner Riesenberg having stepped down from CODA, I am the only CODA person on the commission, so wanted to check in on that. On the working group, sorry.
Gut tells me that no, but I believe I have access to the answer here. So let me just open up a file here and instead of speculating, let's see if I can give you a affirmative answer or not. One moment while I open it up and try to find the right page in my 70-page staff guide. Okay. Informal working groups may be created to research, gather information, and provide recommendations back to the commission on various matters. No official appointments are made to a working group by the commission. Working groups may consist of members of the public and or less than a quorum of commission members. Unlike subcommittees, working groups are not required to have formal agendas or minutes. So no, as long as you're under a quorum. So three is the max, but there does not seem to be a minimum.
Okie dokie. Well, if anybody wants to join the working group, you are welcome to. Otherwise, I'll just keep plugging along and reporting back on what we're up to. And that's my update.
Thank you. Sorry, Mr. Yazi, go ahead. I apologize. I am using honorifics without asking, and I feel like that's totally out of line, and I should have done so first. Sheldon, what is your preferred honorific?
It doesn't matter to me.
Thank you
I just want to.
so much.
You're
Go
welcome.
ahead.
I just want to let Commissioner Sanchez know if she needs someone who is a Navajo reader speaker, I can volunteer for anything that you need help with.
Oh my goodness, that sounds fantastic. I would love to snag your email address and have a quick connect outside of this meeting to just kind of share what we're up to and what we're looking for. Definitely would like to have Navajo story time as part of the offerings on that front. Chris, I'm so sorry. I feel like I should know this, but what is the process like? Can I drop? Oh, never mind. I will send you an email.
Yeah, there you go. It looks like, yeah, I was going to say, if you just share contact information and you want to reach out directly, that's fine. I'm also happy to facilitate that. And then I think you'll probably want to put uh, anyone in contact with the library. I don't want to speak. I'm sure you know what process they're looking for to bring people on as well as I do. So I'll let you manage that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Sanchez and Mr. Yazzie. I can give an update on the Rainbow Crosswalk Working Group. Here it is. There's so many computers today. So we pushed the idea of a Rainbow Crosswalk happy hour to the beginning of next year, and we're looking for an opportunity to table at a First Friday event. And to also invite some of MetroPlan to an upcoming meeting. I think taking that break and coming back to it has been really beneficial for the group. We're a little more organized, and we're really lucky that we'll also be able to talk about this at the upcoming GLSEN, formerly GLSEN, now Just Schools, is hosting an event in November for the community, and we're hoping to build something a little more interactive to engage the community and build that support to some sort of mapping where people can say, this is where I want to crosswalk. So we're really stepping into being a little more organized. We have some great ideas and hope to be a little more public with this Rainbow Crosswalk vision in the over this winter. I guess it's probably important to check in with our staff liaison here about what is appropriate. Like as a working group, how can we identify ourselves and what we want to do?
Well, working groups are informal, meaning that really you all on the commission just say that you have a policy or a topic that you want to be a slightly more organized uh, thing with a bit more focused. And um, like I mentioned before, there's no official appointments. It's kind of no more formal than it is that you all discuss that you want to talk about it and hear updates about it regularly. So I would say don't use any official city branding on anything. Um, but aside from that, go forth and um, just don't convey yourselves as doing anything officially as any kind of identity of the city of Flagstaff. If you come back and the commission has voted on something and taken action, that's one thing. But if the working group is doing anything that's more informal, so that's kind of just the line, I think. And then you're welcome to do all of the things you want to do. Just don't portray it as if the city of Flagstaff is in any kind of an official capacity taking action until you get to a point where CODA has taken a vote on anything, because that's the point at which it becomes something that's official by an entity of the city of Flagstaff. That makes sense.
Yes, that's excellent. Um, and we shall. We'll just keep moving along and trying to build community support for the vision until we need to move for a step. I think we have a ways to go. So,
Yeah.
Commissioner Chief.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a whole bunch of awesome, exciting things going on that you all have passion and interest in undertaking. I just want to kind of apologize for, I feel like I don't want to come off as not interested in these things that are being undertaken. I'm just in a spot where I don't have full awareness about all of the working groups that are currently existing. And so I was looking through my email. I didn't really see a table of working groups. Is there a resource that perhaps I'm overlooking where we do have all of them listed and I can see which ones align with my interests and which ones I would like to lend support to?
Thank you, Commissioner. I think I can refer to Chris, but also say that the working group or the ideas for the working groups kind of come from our parking lot. Things that came to the commission that we hope to support. And if one of them strikes your fancy as something that you'd like to put your time into, you can build a working group to respond to things. And I think the parking lot is, I think Chris can help access that. But of
Yeah.
course, the library and the Rainbow Crosswalk are very active working groups now. But there's more opportunity. I think definitely. Chris, will you help
So,
formalize what I had to say?
yeah, certainly. So working groups are kind of interesting. In an official sense, they don't exist. They We keep this one item on our agenda, just updates from working groups, so that we can once a month kind of get an update on the projects that we've decided are priorities for the group, but kind of need a little bit more active management on an ongoing basis. So we don't want to agendize them every single month because we don't want to. We maybe don't need the whole commission to discuss or vote on something every single month, but we do want to continue to support them in some way or another. And really, what we do in that situation is just as long as it's three or fewer people from the commission, we kind of the commission kind of gives its blessing to 1 to 3 members of the commission to continue working on a project that is important to the commission broadly. So, for example, Commissioner Sanchez has been working with the library on a kind of a variety of different projects over there, and the commission has kind of told her that she can just kind of keep working on that outside of official commission business, and then report back just on how it's going. And if there's ever a need to talk about anything, we can always agendize that individually. Similar thing with Commissioner Darling. She's kind of been spearheading the initiative to create a rainbow crosswalk somewhere in town. But aside from that, really the only rule about working groups is that they have to stay informal. So we have to stay below a quorum, because if 4 people ever meet in the same room, I have to be involved. I have to create an agenda. We have to do a public notice for it. We have to have minutes. So the goal is just not to is just to fall short of that standard. And really, outside of that, anything goes. Meet when where you like, talk about things in any way you like. So it's really just ongoing projects that someone is kind of organizing, and we want to check in with their occasionally. That's really all they are. So
Okay.
there's no official working group. Like we said, there's no official appointments. So if there's no vote on, oh, I want to be a part of this working group, that doesn't exist. No. And uh, really just talk to the person that's running those projects. If you want to lend your hand to them, show up all the time, sometime, up to you. It's just acknowledgement that there are some things that someone is working on that we all know about, but we don't want any official action taken on behalf of the commission every single month. That's really all they are.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Understandable. That's really helpful. And
Yeah.
I did see the document where it was entitled parking lot. So now things are making sense. I just need to be oriented. Thank you.
Yeah, and the parking lot's just things that we have done in the past, things that we're looking at doing in the future. So yeah, we'll get to that item near the end here.
Thank you so much, Chris. Are there any other questions or discussion from the commission? All right, I will move to updates from council liaison, who I believe is not able to be with us today. Chris, did you have anything to share?
Not from her on this item, no.
Okay. Then we'll move to updates from our staff liaison.
All right, that is me. So thank you all. Most of my updates on this item have just been about kind of the future administration of this commission. I am pretty certain that this will be my last commission meeting as your staff liaison. I've not submitted my notice yet, but I'm expecting to in the next week or two. And unless we have a quick one that we need to meet on something for before Thanksgiving, really not going to probably happen. I don't know all the details about who will be taking over yet. It is one of the few things that is at the top of my list of things I want to make sure I take care of before I depart the organization. Is to make sure I know who I'll be handing off these responsibilities to. I would expect that it's possible at least that they'll want to send out a new link to the meeting going forward because I own this meeting link. It's associated with my email address and everything. And in the past, I know that when staff liaisons have left, there can sometimes be an issue where other staff members can't even get into the meeting and no one can actually like join the team's meeting. So I'm going to make sure that that doesn't happen. And if it's possible to just pass the same link off to somebody else, I may do that. But I'll let you know once I know who will be taking over. I'm sure they will also reach out, and there may be a new meeting link. If that's the case, we'll make sure that on all of our online agendas that things are updated. So when you click the link, you go to the right meeting, and we'll make sure that you all have a copy on your calendars as well. Yeah, I said I'm out of state. I'm here in Portland, Oregon, where I'm moving to right now this week, and yeah, I do not expect to be there past the first or second week in November at the latest. And if we have a meeting in November for some reason, it may be here. Probably not, but not zero. December, I would say is probably zero. That I'll still be here. So it's been a pleasure to be your staff liaison. I've really enjoyed my work with this commission, and I may be looking to join a commission myself up here in my new city. But I'll be very careful to make sure that everything is handed off appropriately, and I'll be sad not to be able to give you the updates come December on the municipal quality index.
Thank you so much, Chris. It is really great to work with you, especially as I am learning my role. You have been such a big help, and we will miss the library of amazingness that is you. So thank you for your service to this, and wherever you end up in Oregon on a commission, they're going to be so lucky to have you.
Thank you.
I'll move us to the agenda for future meetings.
And I will try to change my screen so it shows the parking lot. Oh, my mouse is being all kinds of weird right now. Maybe I won't if my... Okay, my computer for some reason is inferring that my mouse is like stuck on something it's not doing, which I've never seen it do before. So what I can just do instead is just tell you what I see on our parking lot, unless one of you has it available and wants to share your screen with it.
Yeah, I can
Okay, that would
share.
work as well.
Here we go.
Fantastic. Thank you. So the few items we're looking at adding to our agenda that we know about, all of which we're hoping for in December. One would be this discussion that we've been looking to have about immigration actions in Flagstaff. We've pushed that one back just kind of repeatedly because of different people that need ample notice of it, that to be present, including our police chief. We've talked about some outside legal individuals that want to be a part of that. I'm hoping that with November off, we can get everybody squared away and they can all be prepared to be present in December to talk about that item. I'm hoping that we'll have our scorecard back from the Human Rights Campaign for this year, and that can be presented in December as well. If not, that one maybe bump back to January. Normally, I present that both here and to council, usually around January. Hopefully, there's someone else that can do that instead. I'll just tell you that we'll be hoping for a 97 out of 100 on that one. We've been at 95 the last couple of years. Hopefully that goes up. I'll let you know, or I or someone else probably will let you know when we receive that. And then the item, the newest item that we added this for next meeting in December would be the discussion on funding for Coda Parties initiatives. I know that not having dedicated funding for some of these projects is often the biggest barrier we have to actually completing things that are our goals. So wanted to talk about ways around that and ways that Coda can get funding. So I will be looking to find somebody to give a presentation on that, and what the options are to hopefully fund some of these initiatives that Coda's been working so hard on. Those are the main items. If anybody has any other things that they would like to discuss, now is kind of our open call to the commission for things that you want to agendize or discuss in the future, even if it's just questions you have on a topic. If you want the staff to do research, now's the time to call them out, and we can look at putting anything you like on an agenda in the future for a discussion or possible action. And then just also as a reminder, we're not currently planning to meet next month as we're taking November off for Thanksgiving. And then the meeting in December would have an in-person component. So if you're able to be there at City Hall, Council Chambers, that date should be December. Let me take a look at a calendar so I can see what the third Friday of December's date is. It would be the 19th of December, which I think is possibly the last day of school for the local school district, if that matters to you, because the next week is Christmas and they're usually off for that. So if anybody has any items that they're looking to discuss, speak now. Also send me an email and I can add to the parking lot in the future. But those are the three items we're looking at for December right now.
I have nothing to contribute. Is it allowed that those who aren't here can email things they want to have added to the agenda?
Certainly. Yeah.
And if so, is there like a deadline?
Not usually. The way I've been handling things is that I try to meet with the chair a week or two before the meeting to go over the parking lot and to make the agenda formal. So as long as it's enough time for us to have that discussion and get an agenda out in accordance with public meeting laws, then there's really no deadline. And if you have anything you want to discuss, there's never a guarantee that it'll be on that first agenda. We try to prioritize the things that need to happen with deadlines first. Everything else, if we need to push things back, we do. But yeah, those are the three items we're eyeing for December. There will also be a proclamation for MLK Day in December, just because we do that in December each year. So I'll draft that and make sure you all get a copy of it and have a chance to review it and suggest any changes.
Thank you, Chris. Would we need to move to accept the agenda items?
No,
All
these
right.
No, these are chairperson Hernandez and I will discuss these and make the agenda. That's kind of the one authority you get as the chairs. You you know get to pick which ones to bounce back to future meetings, and then as long as they're agendized, there's no need for a vote on them to put them on agenda or anything.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Sorry, I've lost our minutes now. So our
I can share. Oh, you've got those right there. Nice.
there we go. So next step is to move to adjourn. Though I guess Chris, you already asked if there were any more agenda items to add to that. So we'll move to the next step, and I will motion to adjourn or move. We'll move to adjourn.
I
Nailed it.
second that.
Awesome. Thank you, Commissioner Sanchez. Meeting is adjourned at 2:37 p.m.
All right. Thank you all so much.
Thank you all. Happy
Thank you.
Friday.
Thank you all. Have
Happy
a good
Friday.
weekend.